Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Full Count, SportsMemo's MLB betting coverage show, coming to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the planet. We're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on them. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. Joining me and giving out today's winners are the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and Mr. Jesse Schule. Well, guys, it's Friday, and you know what they say? Thank God it's Friday. Welcome, Dionne. Welcome, Jesse.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you guys again.
How's everybody's Friday?
Not too
Looking
bad.
forward to the weekend.
I know this is a sports betting show, but the NFL draft's still going on. Dionne and I had a good time last night, Jesse and all our viewers out there. We had a great time last night. We went over to a few different NFL events on Las Vegas Boulevard. We hung out with my good friend Mark Chinook, who was the MC at the Raiders event, and then we went to the actual draft, and then went over to a wonderful place not far from here that is it's a Maryland Crab House, and they brought in a couple of the great Baltimore Ravens, including Jonathan Ogden. We had some fun with him. He looked at my jewelry because I got those big diamond rings, and he looked at me and says, "You want to trade?" He says, "I'd love to." I says, "I don't think mine will fit anywhere on your body, but I could use your Super Bowl ring as a hula hoop." Very nice guy. We had a lot of fun. Well, guys, this is a baseball betting show, and you have two of the best documented winning cappers on the planet, Dionne D'Amico, Jesse Schule. We're going to go into 3 round table games. Both Dionne and Jesse will give their opinion on those, and then we're going to do our best bet segment, guys. Sorry, little tongue twisted there, in which Dionne, Jesse, and myself will be contributing our individual best bets for the day. So, without any further ado, our first game that we're going to be covering is the Phillies at the Mets. New York's currently $1.25, 7 under, minus $1.20. Let's go to the prettiest panelist on the board today, Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas. Dionne, take it away.
Sure. So Philadelphia Phillies might have won 4 in a row, but that was at home against the struggling Colorado Rockies. The Phillies, who are playing 500 ball right now at 10-10, are just 2-5 on the road this season. Overall, just 3-11 their last 14 away from home. They now travel to Citi Field to take on a team that owns the best overall record in baseball. New York at 14-6 enters today's Game 1 with confidence, knowing that they took 2 of 3 in the first series against Philly a few weeks ago. As a matter of fact, for the first time in franchise history, the Mets have won their first 6 series. They're hitting the ball well, and their pitching has been outstanding. Today, Tylor Megill gets the start. He is 3-0 with a 2.35 ERA in 23 innings pitched, striking out 22. The team has won all 3 of his starts, one of which was on April 12th, Gem throwing a 5.1 scoreless innings against Philadelphia. Aaron Nola gets the road start here. The team has lost his last 3 turns, one of which was on April 13th loss against the Mets, a game where he couldn't get past the 3rd inning. Philly is 1-8 the last 9 as a road underdog and 1-5 the last 6 versus the NL East. So go ahead and take the Mets here, guys.
The First Lady of Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, on the first roundtable games, says go with the Mets. Dionne, you got a great analysis there.
Thank you.
You're very bright, so you must have married well. That's all I'm going to say. Now, great analysis, great breakdown. A lot of good angles you got there from the First Lady, who is a leaderboard fixture in every sport in SportsMemo. Guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go to our other panelist today, who is all over the SportsMemo leaderboards. He's going to tell you who he likes in the Mets-Phillies matchup. Jesse, take it away, buddy.
As always, Dionne's a pretty tough act to follow. That was a pretty good analysis, and I do concur with almost everything that Dionne said. It seems like she's seeing this game the way I'm seeing it. However, I might be seeing something that she might not be. This game looks like it's supposed to be a pitcher's duel between Aaron Nola for Philly. He used to be considered Philly's ace before Wheeler arrived. You got Megill going for the Mets. The Mets are 4-0 in Megill's starts this season. And he did toss 5 1/3 scoreless innings in a 2-0 win at Philly earlier this year. Aaron Nola, as Dionne mentioned, got roughed up by the Mets earlier this season, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits with 3 walks in 3 1/3 innings in the loss. So I'm looking at the total here. It's 7 almost across the board. There's a few 6.5s. I think if you can get a 6.5, I lean toward the over for the reason that Nola has been hit hard by the Mets. He's not good on the road. And this is a pretty low number considering that the Phillies and the Mets rank 2nd and 3rd in the majors in scoring. So the value for me is on the over 6.5 if you can find it.
Jesse the Body Schule has a lean on the over. Great analysis, Jesse, as usual, and always on the leaderboards. We love everything you say. Now, Jesse, you did mention one thing. You said you agree with almost everything Dionne said. As long as you agreed that she married well, I think we're okay.
I guess I wasn't available at the time, so she did the best she could.
I love it. I love it. Guys, we like to have a few laughs here on the Full Count Show, but you're going to get great, solid content from some of the best in the industry. We have our second of 3 roundtable games. We're talking about the Tigers at the Dodgers, currently Los Angeles, minus 235, total 8.5 under, minus $1.20. Ladies first. First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico.
Sure. So the last time Los Angeles dropped 2 in a row, they went on a 7-game win streak. Well, guys, they're going to come into the series opener with something to prove and looking for some redemption. And what better team to turn things around for them than the Detroit Tigers? Losers at 4 straight, losing 4 straight and 7 of their last 9, the Tigers are absolutely horrible. They currently dwell in the AL Central cellar at an overall 6-12. Whether it be at the plate or on the mound, Detroit owns some of the poorest statistics in baseball. That can't be said for LA. They rank number 1 in the major leagues in both runs scored and team ERA. The matchup is tailor-made for a big run line release. The Dodgers average almost 2 runs more per game than the Tigers, and pitching staff allows nearly 2 runs less. The pitching matchup of Alexander and Anderson, well, what can I say? Alexander, 0-2, 7.20 ERA. Anderson, 1-0, 2.84. I can go on and on and on reading you Detroit's horrible statistics, but we only have a 30-minute show here. Sorry, guys. So the Dodgers are going to go ahead and bounce back here, earn their redemption, and make a big statement. Los Angeles on the run line is my play here.
First Lady of Vegas says Dodgers run line is her play. It's hard to argue with any of that. I'll be honest with you, Dionne. Really good breakdown, great analysis, great points of view. I got to tell you, this is not a team that takes losing lightly, nor do they lose many in a row. And if I'm not mistaken, I looked at that game this morning. It almost made it as a premium play for me, but we'll talk about my premium plays later. But what I did see was you are correct. I believe they lost 2 games back-to-back. I don't believe they lost back-to-back games earlier on the season. Then they ran off like 7 straight. This is not a team that takes losing lightly. Very good angles, Dionne. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jesse Schule, who missed the boat with Dionne marrying her. Jesse, take it away on the Dodgers, Tigers, please.
Once again, I'm in full agreement with the First Lady here. Detroit coming in on a big losing streak. They rank 29th in the majors in scoring. Starting pitcher Tyler Alexander coming out of the bullpen. At least he spent the majority of last season out of the bullpen. He's not even listed on their depth chart in their starting rotation. Of course, the Dodgers are a big favorite. It's a big price, but there's only one way to go if you like the side here. That being said, because of the price, I would look at the total and I would look at the weather. And the weather says the winds are blowing out to left. Could be a well-hit ball, could carry tonight. Neither one of these pitchers are really, top-level pitchers. And the Dodgers can score their fair share of runs. And the Tigers, even though they do rank 29th in the majors, they could get a couple easy runs here tonight too. And the total of over 8.5 looks appealing to me. There
you go, sports fans. The Body, Mr. Jesse Schule, says the over and the Tigers-Dodgers matchup is a winner. I love it, Jesse. Great points of view. Jesse, Dionne, I remember back in the day, I'm going back 30 years, I knew a guy here in Vegas who was known as the biggest bookmaker in the world. Matter of fact, the restaurant in the movie Casino, Leaning Tower, was actually his. It wasn't the Joe Pesci characters. but he's the biggest bookmaker in the world, and I knew him very well. He had a couple of offices, a couple other businesses here in town. We used to hang. A lot of guys from New York used to hang out in that one of the businesses, and we would see during that era. You had like Pedro was just starting, and someone Randy Johnson, and we saw $2 favorites rarely. And then automatically some of the local bookmakers, even here in town, will go automatically to a run line. But I will tell you this, Jesse. The other day I looked at there was 15 games on the board. 9 were $1.60 or more. I think 7 were $1.85 or more, and like 5 or 6 were over $2. The odds makers are making it a little more difficult. And on top of that, sports fans, I want you to understand that you got to shop around for a book that's going to give you a 10-cent line. A lot of these places out there are giving you 20-cent lines or even higher. That is crazy. In other words, guys, if a favorite is $1.50, it should be at plus $1.40 on the dog. Some of these places $1.20 or even higher. Be dollar smart, be penny wise, shop and get a good book and shop numbers. Jesse, Dionne, does it surprise you at all the amount of these high favorites so early in the season? Jesse, take this one, please.
Not surprising. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I actually find that some of these favorites, for example, some of these games, the Dodgers, the next game we're going to cover, were under $2 when the opening lines hit the board, and they immediately get bet up. So you got to lay the blame on the public rather than the bookmakers at that point.
Dionne, let me ask you this: is there a certain cutoff for you where you won't put out a favorite above a certain price?
Yeah, I try not to go above like $1.40. So that's kind of like my cutoff.
So even if I was pitching on the mound, you wouldn't put it out at $1.45. No, guys, I mean, that's good advice. Jesse, Dionne, sports fans, I don't think a lot of people realize that in a 162-game regular season, pennies add up. They really do. So shop numbers, be smart. If it goes a little higher, there's no crime against going on the run line. But honestly, always be dollar smart and penny wise when you are shopping numbers, particularly in baseball. That juice starts to add up. Over 162 games, it adds up. Pennies become dollars, dollars become thousands. Trust me on that. We have another roundtable game, sports fans. Our third of our 3 roundtable games. Nationals at Giants. San Fran minus 235. 7.5 under minus $1.15. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, who is a leaderboard fixture all over at SportsMemo, and she's cute too. Dionne, take this game away, darling. Thank you.
I sure can. So the Giants have gotten the best of the Nationals, winning all 3 meetings this season with the average margin of victory 6 runs per game. And going back a bit, they have taken 6 straight matchups in this NL rivalry. Things are going even worse than expected for Washington, which is on a 7-game losing streak. Their lineup has really been struggling, ranking 27th and scoring a dismal 3.19 runs per game. Add insult to injury, their pitching staff also ranks among the worst, ranking 28th with a team ERA of 5.01. San Francisco owns both an explosive lineup and a stellar pitching staff. They are 41-14 the last 55 during game 1 of a series, 21-5 the last 26 following an off day, 4-1 the last 5 versus NL East, and 42-12 the last 54 as a favorite. So look for another Giants blowout. So San Francisco on the run line, folks.
San Fran on the run line from the First Lady of Vegas. It's a really good breakdown, Dionne. It's really who taught you how to break down games? Anyway, it was a really good breakdown. Great points. I want to hear what Jesse has to say because you guys have kind of agreed on the first couple of games. I want to see where he's going with the National Giants. Jesse, if you will.
Well, who would have thought that the Giants would be sitting in first place in the NL West again this year? They lost Buster Posey to retirement. Chris Bryant signed as a free agent with Colorado. Kevin Gausman went to the Blue Jays. But they just keep on chugging along. It's almost like they're the National League's version of the Tampa Bay Rays. The front office, the management just keeps on getting it done. And what can you say? They rank 5th in scoring. They've got the second best team ERA, 2.32. And the Nats starter, Aaron Sanchez, and he's only started 1 game. He allowed 4 runs on 6 hits in 4 1/3 innings, losing to these Giants. There's only one way to bet this game, and it's San Francisco. However, as much as I agree with the First Lady, I'm going to disagree with how to take to the Giants here. I don't like laying the 1.5 runs unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to suggest plays on first 5 innings minus a half run, or the -1 run line, so you don't lose if the Giants win by 1.
Sports fans, that's some great wow, that's a nugget of sports betting gold there, Jesse. So you're saying first 5 minus a half run or -1 run.
Roger
You're not
that.
a big. You don't go to the run line unless it's absolutely necessary. You mentioned when do you feel it's necessary to go to a run line?
When they're like -300, like
Okay.
in a Kershaw game, back in the day, Kershaw used to be, a $3 favorite every time he pitched.
All righty. Nuggets of sports betting gold there from Dionne D'Amico and Jesse Schule. Well, sports fans, it is the most exciting portion of the show where each of our panelists, and I'm even going to partake in this segment, give out their best bets. So let's go to the first lead of Las Vegas, who has a best bet for you. And if I'm not mistaken, Dionne and I do the first family show over the last several weeks. Am I not mistaken that you're something like 21-3 on free plays?
I am about 23. I believe it's like 23-3. I believe it might be somewhere around there on the first family show. And actually on the MLB full count show, I've been kicking butt. I know that last Friday I went 4-0, and I believe on Monday I went 3-1.
There you go. Sports fans, if her free plays are winning at that percentage, what do you think her premium plays can do for you? Something to think about. Dionne, if you could start us off with your best bet, we would love to hear what you got to say.
Sure. So today I have isolated just about one big winner today for you. Going back to last year, my MLB Grand Slams are hitting 67%. I have that poster right now over at SportsMemo for just $10. So join me here, hit a Grand Slam, and win big. And then for my best bet for today, as I stated in the roundtable segment, I really like the Giants. As a matter of fact, they almost made it as a premium play for me today. I gave an in-depth breakdown earlier, but there's a few quick trends that just reinforce why I like San Francisco. The Nationals are 4-12 the last 16 during game 1 of a series, 8-21 the last 29 versus left-handed starters, 7-20 the last 27 versus the NL West, and 18-49 the last 67 as an underdog. So once again, play the Giants on the run line for my best bet.
First Lady of Vegas, who's a kicking button taking names with her free plays and her premium plays at Sports Memo, says the Giants on the run line -1.5 is a winner. Now, the body himself, Jesse Schule. I know he's very excited about a game on the board today. Jesse, tell us about your best bet, please.
Well, I'm looking at the Phillies-Mets game, go back to that game, and looking at the starter for Philly, Aaron Nola. He did get rocked against the Mets earlier this year, and Nola has had a losing record on the road for the last 3 years in a row. The total is the play I gave out earlier at over 6.5, but I also like the Mets. I think the Mets at this price, just a slight favorite. Megill has just been so much better than Nola, and the Mets have a way better record than the Phillies. This price sort of sticks out to me, so I'm going to take the home team here.
There you go, sports fans. Jesse Schule says Mets -$1.25 home team. Jesse, you're doing some great work. Can you tell everybody basically what you got going on tonight or over the weekend at Sports Memo?
Well, I got a 3-pack of MLB tonight, and my 3-pack of MLB swept the board yesterday. 26-12 overall on the season with MLB, so we're looking to remain hot with baseball.
There you go, sports fans. He's hot, hot, hot. The weather ain't just heating up in your neighborhood. It's heating up at Sports Memo with Jesse Schule. Sports fans, I have a best bet play I would like to tell everyone about. My free plays have been doing pretty well. I'm very excited about that. But first, my friends, I will tell you this. With all the games to choose from on the Friday MLB card, I have uncovered one big winner for you today, and it is a biggie. Join me here with my legendary NL best bet. That's right, my National League best bet play. My best bets are just that, the best bet on the board today. We beat your book with this big National League matchup winner. I have it posted right now in Sports Memo, just $7. Now, as far as my best bet free play, guys, baseball is about streaks, and both the San Diego Padres and the Pittsburgh Pirates are streaking at the moment. Granted, they're streaking in opposite directions. Couldn't help myself. As the Padres have won 3 in a row and 8 of the last 10. The Pirates, they've dropped 3 straight, 7 of their last 10. Believe it or not, though, Pittsburgh plays San Diego tough at PNC Park, taking 5 of the last 7 meetings there. But the problem with that, guys, is that was in the past. On today's game, it's in the present. The Pirates own some of the ugliest numbers in the majors, both at the plate and on the mound. The Padres, on the other hand, come in here crushing the ball, and although overall their pitching staff, they rank in about the middle of the pack. Today they send Yu Darvish to the hill in his 4 starts on the campaign. The right-hander, 1-1 with a 4.43. He fanned 20 batters in 20.1 innings pitched. He's looking good, though, guys. He's looking real good. And the team has won his last 2 outings. He's pitched pretty well overall. In 3 of his 4 outings, he's gone at least 6 innings and has only allowed a combined 1 earned run in those 3 outings. His stats got a little skewed because of 1 crappy appearance. Believe it or not, just 1 game really managed to boost up that ERA. In 8 career starts against Pittsburgh, Darvish is 3-2 with a 2.40. Let's go flip side. Taking the mound for the Pirates, Zach Thompson, the righty, 0-2 with a 10.80 ERA on the season. Over his career in 2 starts at San Diego, 0-2 with a whopping ERA, 7.00. With the way San Diego is hitting the ball right now, and the combination of the Pirates star and, let's face it, their overall 29th ranked pitching staff, how they're looking horrible. I don't have a problem playing the Padres on the run line. By the way, San Diego 6-0 the last 6 against the NL Central, 7-2 the last 9 on the road, 4-0 the last 4 versus right-handed starters, 6-0 the last 6 in the role of a favorite. The Padres on a run line is a winner, sports fans. Let's bring everybody back for the end of the show. Dionne, it's Friday. You're all over the leaderboard. Any closing comments or thoughts for our viewers?
I am just looking forward to having the weekend to kind of kick back a little bit and joining you guys back on Monday morning.
Good stuff. Jesse, closing thoughts or comments?
Grizzlies, bettors, beware. Scott Foster will be the referee tonight in Game 6.
Jesse crossing over into basketball. I love it. He's making waves. I love it. Sports fans, be sure to tune in every weekday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, to this show, Full Count. My good buddy, John Ryan, he and I share co-hosting hats. He and I will have a ton of great guests next week. We're going to be giving out a ton of free winners, having a few laughs as well. My friends, this is Joe D'Amico. On behalf of SportsMemo, Dionne D'Amico and Jesse Schule, good luck and have a winning day.